So, hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Saskia and I am a student. I've just finished my second year at the University of Southampton, and I thought I'd do a video that I did this time last year. I think I did what I spent in the entire academic year. So this will be an academic year of spending, not a full 12 months, even though I budget my student loan for a full 12 months. I'll explain it as we go along, but basically I'm going to split the video into term 1, term 2, term 3, because our university is split into term 1, term 2, term 3, and then our loan comes in term 1, term 2, term 3. I've organised my money slightly differently to last year. If you just want to see like the figures of what I spent, there'll be a timestamp at the end that says like, I don't know, final spend, final budget, total, that kind of thing. And yeah, just to kind of give some warning, preface, some kind of information that's useful. I get a maximum student loan, I get a bursary at my university. I don't include my income in my spending either. So I earn money, but I don't include it in my spending. I'm only spending up to the limit of my student loan, if that makes sense. I'm in Southampton, if that's helpful for like the costs of living. I live with only one other person, so that will explain why my accommodation is kind of expensive. And also, even though I pay for a 12-month contract, the academic term is only 9 months, so I'm only paying for 9 months of that contract out of my loan from this year, if that makes sense. Like my loan from last year paid for the first 3 months of second year accommodation. My loan from second year is paying for the first 3 months of third year accommodation, and so on and so forth. So basically, we'll start with kind of how I worked things out. So my loan came to £9,480. Last year what I did is I took the 3 payments that I was getting, and then I just divided the 3 payments by the amount of weeks I had in that term. I didn't do that this year because I knew I was staying in Southampton, so I thought, well, I'll just divide it by 52 because I'm here for the whole year. And then I didn't have random bits, like I think last year in summer term, because it's like 5 weeks, I had £200 budget per week. I don't need that. So now my budget is the same across every single term, across every single week. So yeah, so for my accommodation, that was then £4,437, including bills. As in, I don't pay including bills, but like, I just added up my bills and all of that, and like my predictions for bills, so I think that's a slight overestimate. And then that was the 9-month academic term, but obviously I paid 3 months more than that. And then obviously once I've done the maths, once I've done my loan, take away my accommodation, I then had £5,051 left. So I divided that by 52, because 52 weeks from my last loan coming in until my next, I just 52 weeks it, 52 weeks in a year, because I don't go home over Easter and that, so like I still have to pay for that. So like just dividing it by term time would be it wouldn't make sense. That then left me with about £97.07 per week. I then had that as like, £97 a week. I then knew I had monthly outgoings that I then inserted into that without having to like add them in weekly. So basically, I was then left with £97.07 per week, which is £390 a month. But monthly I was spending £20 on the gym, £10 on an electric scooter. So I then took £30 from that monthly. So my monthly was originally £390, I took £30 to make it £360, and then divided that by 4. So, does that make sense? I think I did that for every month, every term. Only difference was I got a free gym membership in like February to July. So I didn't pay for it, but I'd already done my finance tracking, so it was already in the planner. So I just left it because I thought, faff. So, in term 1, I spent £436.23 in, I don't know how many weeks, but that was £33.56 per week average. Obviously there were some weeks when I spent loads of money, like I had to buy my train ticket home, £42 instantly. Like when I was at home for Christmas, I didn't spend that much money because I didn't have to buy like a food shop. So yeah, so kind of in term one, my main spendings were Aldi, my food shop, which is £20 a week. I started going out for coffee a lot more. I went to get brunch with my friends. I didn't really do that much, but I kind of had a couple more social things. And what I've done, which I think was quite smart of me, is I've made a pie chart of my spending percentages. So like, we'll put the pie chart on the screen, but basically, you know, 100%, 13% of my spend for term one was on the gym. 46% of that was on my food shop, because to be honest, my only regular expense is my food shop. That's the only thing I can kind of predict, guaranteed, £22 to £25 every week, always, always. I then spent 19% on eating out. I included that as being like takeaways, going to get a coffee. I went to get coffee a lot. My eating out expenses are high. 11% on transport, so getting the bus to uni, my electric scooter, and then I had random 11%. So that I think that ended up being things like going to Superdrug, Primark, clothing, essentials and non-essentials combined. And then in that term, I then earned £2,606.91. So I call it earned. Some of the bits were not earned. So like I had a £500 bursary. I didn't earn that, but it's income I don't have to pay back, so I earned it. I then still had my part-time job, so I got £571 from my part-time job. I got £1,250 from tutoring, and I got £271 from selling my notes. So, you know, my bursary in term one was enough to cover all of my non-accommodation expenses. I don't really, you know, I spent £400 and I earned £2,500. I don't spend much money. In term two, I ended up spending more, but less on different things. So I spent £676.91, and that was ending up at £45 per week. So again, Aldi was £20 of that a week. I did then go out for coffee almost every week, and I'd get an iced mocha and a Biscoff cheesecake, and that was £6 for that, so that's already at like £30 almost. I then just had, what did I spend? Let's actually have a look. In term two, what was I buying? I went to Turtle Bay, I went to Trago Lounge, I went to Pizza Hut. It was my mum's name's day or something. I bought Overwatch. I had a lot of random bits. Oh, and things like Shein. I think I did a clothes shop. So I had a lot of kind of random bits and bobs that I purchased in that month. I then was not paying for the gym. In term two, I only paid for January, so my gym percentage spend is 3%. I only paid for January because I got a free gym membership from February to July. So even though it was included in my monthly expenses, I didn't spend it. I am confusing. So yeah, I then earned £3,521. By this point, I'd quit my part-time job, so bye-bye charity shop. I got another £500 bursary. I got £2,024 from tutoring. I had an incredible month selling my notes, or like a couple of months. I got £618.60. As in every week I was withdrawing at least £35. Incredible. I then got £193 from YouTube, and I got £184 from eBay because I sold all of my stuff that I did not want. So yeah, so then my term two spend, percentage-wise, was much more different. So 3% on the gym, because I literally spent £20 on the gym. Food shop was 36%, eating out was 18%, transport was only 8% because I stopped going to lectures. And then random was 35%. I had a lot more random expenses. You know, I had Overwatch, I had Superdrug, I had Beauty Bay, I bought skincare, those kinds of things. And then term 3, our term 3 is useless. It's literally like 6 weeks because the term just ends. Like, I think it starts after Easter and then we literally have like May and like a week of June. Doesn't really make any sense. So in term 3, I literally spent £263, which worked out at £37.57 per week, because again, it's not made up of many weeks. And that was literally just Aldi and coffee number 1. Coffee number 1 is the coffee shop I go to. Yeah, Aldi, coffee number 1, Aldi, Superdrug, Aldi, coffee number 1. I think I went to coffee number 1 every single week. Yeah. And then my term 3 earnings, I still earned a lot of money because it was getting towards exam season. Oh, and I get a beautiful bursary. So I earned £2,583, and the bursary in summer term, £1,000. Gorgeous. It does make more sense that it's more bursary because you then have to survive over summer. But gorgeous, I loved it. I then earned £1,199 from tutoring, £248 from selling my notes, £9 from TikTok because watch out, I'm a TikTok professional, and £89 from YouTube. So then my spend percentage is 53% food shop, which makes sense because I didn't do anything, 27% eating out because again, I literally just went to Aldi and coffee number 1, 11% transport, I think that's probably just my scooter, and then 9% of random bits and bobs. So you can see from my spending, most of my spending is my food shop or eating out and getting things like coffee, and then a little bit of like transport and the gym. So yeah, I don't go out as much as a normal student either. As in, I think in second year I went out 3 times? Twice? I think I went out to a club twice. I went out for dinner and things, but I'm not a big clubber. I think I also was doing a couple of like socials that I went to, like I went to a psychology Christmas dinner. So there's a couple of like random things like that. I didn't really have to buy any like kit or anything though. So there was none of those expenses that there were in first year when I had to like buy memberships to societies, buy netball kit. Oh, I did buy netball kit at one point, but I think I bought one jumper and I actually then got given the money back from the university because I'm on maximum student loan. Only good thing about my uni. So yeah. So then, oh yeah, then I did a breakdown of what I spent in the entire year. So my second year spend entire year percentage breakdown, I then had 44% on my food shop. That makes sense, I buy a lot of food. 20% on eating out, coffee number 1. 10% on transport, scooter. 26% on random bits and bobs. So, I don't know where the gym went. I think actually the gym didn't end up being enough of a percentage because I got those 6 months for free. So yeah, so then my year of income, most of my income comes from tutoring. 51% of my income was tutoring. 23% was my bursary, which was £2,000. 14% of it was selling my notes. 6% of it was my old part-time job. 3% of it was YouTube, and I somehow have TikTok as being 2%. I think it was that TikTok wasn't a big enough percentage, but to make it add up to 100, I had to have TikTok as 2%. Yeah. And then what I've done is I've basically compared that to what I spent and earned in first year. So I'll put a graph on the screen, I'll move to the side for a second, and basically dark pink is second year, light pink is first year. So we'll start with what I spent. Spending wise, I think it was not hugely different. I feel like they all kind of cancel each other out. As in term 1 I spent a lot more in first year, but I was doing like my first big weekly shop. I had to buy a toaster. I had to sign up for not gym membership. Well, I did have to sign up for my gym membership. I had to sign up for like society memberships, whereas in second year I didn't have to do that. Term 2, I spent more in second year because I started having friends. Term 3, again, I spent more, and I think it was just because I was going to coffee number 1. So basically what happened is I made friends in second year. Then my income, I made a lot more in second year, as in more than double. In first year, in term 1, I was making nothing. I just kind of made my income. I got my bursary. I wasn't tutoring. I didn't have my part-time job. I was just selling my notes. In term 2, again, I didn't have anything. Term 3, I had tutoring. So like last year, I was doing cover lessons left, right and centre. I was earning hundreds of pounds in one day. I couldn't do that this year for my mental health. But basically, yeah, my income varied a lot. I've earned a lot more in second year than in first year because I've got more streams of income. Like my notes now sell more. I now earn money from YouTube. I earn random money from like eBay, selling my notes, psychology studies, that kind of thing. So I have a lot more income sources. So yeah, so that is what I earned and what I spent in second year. Obviously, I'm technically kind of still in second year. I mean, I'm technically enrolled for third year, so am I a third year student now? I'm gonna say I am. But like, obviously I had a lot of my student loan left, but I end up finishing up my student loan in the months that I stay in summer. So like the term ended in June, nothing starts when I get income, student loan until October. Those months I've obviously had to pay a deposit for a house, month of rent, months of bills, food and things because I now live in Southampton, stay in Southampton. So yeah, that is an idea of what I've spent, what you might spend. I do actually end up spending a lot of my student loan, and I'm on maximum student loan, so, you know, yeah. Although if I was on less student loan, I just kind of make up for it with my working, as in the amount of money I earn from working in a year is literally another like 6 grand, another like minimum student loan and some. So if you have minimum student loan, it literally is more than possible to live. Just get a job. And I'm not saying that in like a patronising way, but like if you're struggling for money, a job really can obviously get you money. If you're on maximum student loan, it will last you. Even if you're staying over summer and like you don't go home, your maximum student loan should last you. Don't be stupid in first semester and buy like thousands of pounds of alcohol. Go and buy the cheapest alcohol, ask for alcohol for Christmas and birthdays because it's just expensive and it's not an expense worth spending that much on. Like if you love drinking, yeah, fair enough, spend some money on alcohol, but like if you're just doing it for social pressures, just buy a nice gin, drink a little bit of gin with some squash, and then just don't drink as much as other people. I don't think I've bought any alcohol this year. I think I literally asked for 1 bottle for my birthday, Christmas, one of those two, and I just, yeah, although to be honest, I don't have any friends, so yeah, that's what I spent in a year, that's what I earned in a year. I'll link my first year video, I still don't remember what side the cards are on, in the cards, and I will see you whenever my next video is. I say that, it'll be next Friday at 3 p.m.